Hello and welcome to Coney Island, at least the Coney Island transit stop, as we make our way on a rainy day to one of the most famous amusement parks in the world. Now, because of the weather, it doesn't look like the Cyclone is running, or at least it didn't look so. It's supposed to clear up a little bit later on today, so hoping that is the case. But for now, we're going to check it out. I've already been on the Cyclone, but I'm hopefully to cover it in this vlog. But the main reason I'm here is to hopefully get on Thunderbolt, which should maybe be running, and also maybe something else. So I am wearing my mask because it is mandated on the subway behind me. I don't know how long I'll be wearing it for. Don't expect me to be wearing it for too long because I just came from the south and yeah, they're not wearing them there. If you haven't been to Coney Island before, you know, it's a rough and tumble section of New York without question. You kind of do have to play it safe. I wouldn't really recommend, I've not been here at nighttime before, but I'm not so sure it's a thing that I'm going to be trying anytime soon while vlogging. Because you know, you'll draw a little attention to yourself as per usual. Anyhow, we're going to go to the Cyclone side first, see what's up, and then go from there. The attractions are open, however, as you can hear behind me. So we will get on some things today. I'm gonna keep myself busy. The last time I was here, there it goes, I didn't really have much time to actually ride anything, and there's a fair amount of roller coasters here. I did see the Zamperla Volare running. Not so sure I'm excited about that, but it is a credit. So if I can get on it, I will. Also, the Wonder Wheel is running, which is a separate park from Coney Lunapark, technically. But I am going there specifically, hoping that I can get onto the Wonder Wheel, which looks like I can. But also another big attraction, or at least historical one, for Coney Island that I'm very excited about. All right, it's time for some Coney Island action here in the drizzling rain. The weather's supposed to clear up a bit later on, so I'm hoping that'll be the case, and we might be able to get on the Cyclone later. Alright, so the good news is the Cyclone is running, and looks like she's running fast due to the rain. This whole section, this turnaround, the final turnaround, has been retracked entirely, so it will be somewhat of a fresher ride for me when I do try it. It's going to be a bit pricey. It's 69 bucks for an unlimited wristband for the day, and I'm only going to be here for 4 hours, but if I am going to get a substantial amount of rides on, and they're all walk-ons, you got to do it, right? Coney Island ride, or sorry, a Cyclone ride on its own is 10 bucks, so all things considered, with the other credits that I want to get here, it makes sense to get that wristband. It's going to be a bit pricey day with the inclusion as well of the Wonder Wheel and that separate park, which has its own wristbands or tickets that can get pretty pricey, around 10 bucks per attraction as well. But we're here, it's time to get on the Cyclone. Ride there. There's going to be more. We're going through the turnstile. Holy cow. Coney Island Cyclone. That was fantastic, as you can tell by my change in mood after that. I'm definitely going to be doing it again and again and again. I got a wristband. I felt I had to go for it, even though Thunderbolt is not open. But for 3 to 4 rides on that, plus all the other credits in this park, it's gonna be worth it. I'm only here for like a couple hours, but yeah, that was an amazing ride. That was probably going to be in my top 10 Woodies of all time. Used to be Mystic Timbers was the only one that got in my top 10, but after that ride, like I don't know what to say. It was just so perfect, ridiculous ejector airtime on every hill. All the ops were like, there's like 6 ops on this ride. Very enthusiastic, but yeah, even they were saying that was something, wasn't it? And I was like, that was valid. That was beyond valid. What a ride on Cyclone. Can't wait for my next one. But we're gonna go into Luna Park now, check out some of the other rides here. I'm probably gonna do a bunch first and then give you my impressions of them later, since I wanna kinda get everything in quickly before, yeah, I got limited time here before I go back to Manhattan anyway. But here we go, Luna Park. So a couple rides in here. I just did my first Samperla Nebulous. I had heard reviews that it's not all that exciting, but you know, got that stomach sensation coming around. I was the only person on it, so maybe he was setting it on a fast cycle. For me especially, I would appreciate that if that was the case, in case any Luna Park employees are watching this. Also, a comment about the park itself is relatively much safer inside the grounds than, say, just outside of here, as you saw coming in. So yeah, don't worry about that once you get in the park itself. It's definitely very safe. Also did the circus coaster behind me. It was a fun little family coaster. Mine train. That second helix coming down is actually the best part because it's the only portion of the ride that really picks up a lot of speed before you go into those final 2 little airtime hills in the center of the course. You know, not an adult thrill by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, a good coaster nonetheless. Got a couple more to do here, so I got to keep busy, but I've also got Deno's Wonder Wheel to do, plus Spookorama, which I'm very looking forward to. A classic ghost train, once known as one of the scariest in the country. I'll be the judge of that, as I've done more than a few. So I'm going to go down the other end and do the Spinning Wild Mouse coaster just ahead of me before heading to the other side of the park where we have other coasters, including the Steeplechase and another inverted coaster as well. Well, the only inverted coaster here, but nonetheless, having a good time in a short amount of time here at Luna Park.
resume the vlog as I they have a couple of rules for shooting in this park, which I just discovered, which is fine, so I'm shooting on the phone. That's a compromise we've made. I will say the staff are actually very accommodating. You know, you're gonna get one or two that'll be like, you got a permit, and then we at First Stop will sort out the permit situation. And yeah, I don't have quite the insurance that they require for like a professional shoot, which is not what I'm shooting on now anyway. So that is a loophole that we have, and now we're shooting on iPhone. Anyhow, I'm not so sure I'll have too much space on this phone today. We got a couple other things we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna zip over to the other side of the park and capture some stuff over there. Hopefully all the coasters are open. I just got off of the Tickler, which is the Zamperla spinning mouse there. It's quite a quality ride. A little jarring on that final airtime hill, I will say. But other than that, had a pretty good time. On the boardwalk here, so that's obviously not part of the Luna Park jurisdiction. As you get outside, you have the real reason I'm showing you this, which is the entrance to Deno's World, which we're going to do on the way back from the other side of Luna's Park. The Wonder Wheel in the background. Only two attractions I really plan on getting in there, which are the Wonder Wheel and Spookorama. But first, we're gonna do the other half of Luna Park. Getting attacked by seagulls. I heard that there's like hawks that they train to guard certain areas that prevent seagulls and other birds from sort of populating high food scavenger areas. But because of that, that's not happening here because of probably, you know, they couldn't be bothered. Scream Zone time. Thunderbolt, of course, closed, so I don't know how much of a scream it's going to be. There'll probably be some screams of pain from the soaring eagle, however. That is for sure. Just got off of the majority of the rides in this here Scream Zone, and that includes the Volare behind me and Steeplechase
Zenobio, unfortunately, although I already knew this, you can't go on it alone. You do need a partner in order to balance the ride vehicles correctly. Now the noise behind me, and the reason why I'm actually doing this here, is because there's a very large area, this scream zone, that's under construction. In fact, you can even see a section of, or pieces of the ride that's supposed to be coming in here, just on the other side. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't been doing many updates about Coney Island recently, or ever for that matter, so I'm sure the information is out there about what is to come here, but it certainly looks like a big attraction, another flat ride of some sort. I'm hoping it's one of those new water swing rides that they have been featuring. This is like Zamperla's test ground for rides. So I'll just include some footage of it wherever I can get some on the other side of this fencing. But they're heavy at work here. Even on the other side of this scream zone, there is also some construction going on there too. As far as those rides are concerned, dare I say it, but that Volare was actually the smoothest Volare that I've ever been on. I'm even contemplating another ride on it. If the time permits, it was actually not too bad. It wasn't that rattly. My head is probably at its most sensitive right now. It didn't have that plexiglass cover that, say, Tomb Raider at Wonderland has. But yeah, I'm actually shocked about how manageable that ride was, and it was much more enjoyable for what it's supposed to be. Sorry, a little pocket check there as I make sure I got everything. This is Coney Island after all. Steeplechase was a solid, snappy launch on that ride. Definitely enjoyed it. The supports are a little jarring because you know, I've been on some of those booster bikes by Vekoma, and they're not as tight fitting on the rib cage as, say, that ride had. And you know, the cable launch was good. It's very short and fast and really gets you going. The rest of the ride is rather tame as you do all those like helixes and a couple of airtime hills. It was a decent ride. I was expecting a little bit more from it, but then again, I'd say the first half was very enjoyable, and I definitely enjoyed that launch. Now we're moving into yet another scream zone, which really doesn't have much to it, unfortunately, as this scream zone has, I think, 2 rides currently, and normally has Thunderbolt as well, but that unfortunately is not available at the moment, and has not been any time I've been to this park. Before we go in there, we do have another credit that is just beside Thunderbolt here that is unfortunately not available. Looks like a new-ish mine train. I've never actually seen it here before, but as you can see, the brilliant Thunderbolt sign, which is like probably one of the most iconic images of this park now. But regretfully, I still have not been able to get on this thing. Maybe one day. This would be the other coaster I'm talking about. Looks like another sort of faster mine train family coaster. Well boarded up, however, so I don't know what the status is with this ride. As you can see, there is an actual trough for water for this attraction. If we can get a little focus on it. Bear with us. There we go. You can see that that is a water ride that is located directly under this coaster, which is definitely a newer ride. It has not opened yet. Looks like it has some speed to it with that airtime hill over top. And a nice decent circuit. It goes over here past Thunderbolt. Lights along the track as well. This is really going to be a sensational ride once it opens. Zamperla are definitely investing in this park, which is great to see. It was a bit pricey for my wristband today, but at the same time, I'm actually comfortable with that if it means that there's going to be a Coney Island to enjoy in the future years to come. But this ride doesn't look like it's too far from opening, at least the coaster. If this is indeed a water coaster, that may not be the case. With the width of that lift hill, different gauge of track, you could probably suspect that this might be a water coaster or a hybrid of some sort. Of course, I'm going to look this up later, and then I'm going to correct myself entirely about what this attraction actually is. There's some significant construction going on in the background. If I can get through the graffiti and see, but it goes all the way back to that side. It's a fair amount that goes to this ride. Okay, well, we obviously got a way better view of the new attraction here. As you can see, it is actually, I'll show you a sign. You know, you walk a little further and you'll just discover exactly what you need to find, which is the information that you were looking for. This is, pardon my loss of voice, we have two new attractions in one here. A brand new log flume, which I'm very excited about to see. Doesn't look like that significant of a drop on it, however. And then a new junior coaster that looks like it has a lot of speed to it that intertwines with the log flume itself. Now, while the coaster does, like I said, looks like it's pretty much ready to go, or getting its finishing touches, the log flume does not look anywhere near that. It does appear to be a themed log flume, however. And even the coaster, I'm not sure what this shed is, just the actual holding shed for another car, or if that is a themed part of the attraction as well. We'll go for a walk along this side. I will say though, it looks brilliant with all the lights and the detailing and theming that's been put into this section of the park, which is a brand new section that I just read is long been defunct and not been used. It should be a fairly significant addition to Luna Park. And as mentioned, you can see the full layout of the entire ride here. It does actually have a significant drop on the other side that's just not been built yet. And there does seem to be a themed section leading into here as well. It's a fairly significant addition to this park, as I said, and very exciting. I look forward to this. Even the graffiti artists have made sure to not actually mess up the main part of the ride, respecting the new addition coming here to Coney Island. We got ride ops here for Thunderbolt. We got some sort of work going on with the chain lift hill. But unfortunately, no Thunderbolt to ride. The fact that they've opened a bit of the station, however, gets me hopeful that maybe before I go, they might get it up and running. It's doubtful though. The team are out of here. Come back soon. Okay, got a couple other rides to get on in this other Scream Zone, including one that I've never been on before. This is, it does have a name for it, and pardon myself for not recalling what it is. I'll do my best to get that before we're done. But yeah, I'm going to go into this last section here of the Scream Zone. So join me as we go inside. There you go, the boats are in and all, and actually this side of the park, you can see far in the distance all the sections and pieces of the ride that I was speaking about. Some of these are just barrels for that new section of the park. This looks like actual themed concourse sections, plus the boat storage for the new ride. It's a nice shot with that in the background. Now I just got off of the Astro Tower here, and also the Endeavor right behind me as well. I might not get any action of these rides operating because the only time that they kind of have been is when I've been on them, but you probably are familiar with these rides anyway. So I apologize if you were interested in seeing that. I would say this Astro Tower though, probably the most underwhelming drop tower that I've been on. The Endeavor, however, lots of force. I didn't know it actually went full inversion on this ride, but yeah, it was really good. I definitely enjoyed that. It's been an hour and a half I've been here, and I've already gotten a fair amount done in that short amount of time. I'm very impressed. Well, it's a slower day, obviously. It's a Monday here in the beginning of May. You can see the effects of those rides on my hair. But yeah, it was a good time. I've done almost everything that I need to do except go to Deno's Wonder Wheel. So we're going to do that next. And then I'm going to obviously get a couple more rides in on the Cyclone, get full value for my day here. And we'll see you at the Wonder Wheel first, obviously. I'm going to go for a little bit of a break in the washrooms here. Public washrooms are right behind me. They're located in the center of the Coney Island beach area, on just the other side of the boardwalk here from the amusement parks over there. I'll see you in a second. I will admit though, because I'm still trying to keep on time here for my day here in Manhattan / New York, that if I had a jacket on and I had a tiny bit more time, I would definitely ride a lot more rides here. So despite the price of the wristband being a little high and steep, I'd say it's good value in a way, because you do get a lot of great, unique Zamperla and other types of rides. There's no shortage of things to do. Yeah, it was a good time. All right, so I'm gonna go to Cyclone. I'll give you my final impressions, and then we're gonna wrap up this day here at Coney Island. All right, that's my hair out of whack. And like I said, if I could stay here, I would. I definitely need to get back to Manhattan proper. But what a day here at Luna Park. Unexpected to be as good as it was. It's always there's a credit that I actually didn't get on behind me here. I should probably do, but you know, enough is enough. I've done enough today. And me alone on these kiddie coasters, I'm not so sure that's a good idea. Anyhow, Cyclone is done. I got 2 back seat rides and a front seat ride. Lucky enough to get that front seat ride. I had to fight for it, but I got it. Because the way that this thing is boarded, it's very unusual. You know, it's first come, first serve. But then people just kind of, depending on the ops, they won't really pay too much attention to what's going on if you have to put your bag in the hold and then someone steals your seat. But I wasn't having it this time. So I got that ride. I'd have to say it was definitely better in the back, for me at least. The speed is just like ridiculous. That first trip around it earlier today was probably the best one for me. Yeah, the slightly more wet track definitely helped with the speed of the ride. It was kind of just crazy. The last 2 were definitely excellent and lived up to the same expectation, but I'd say that first ride was definitely the standout. One of the standouts of my entire trip here in the States this spring. I have to go now, but like I said, what a fantastic day. I will be back in Coney Island soon, because as we've noticed, or as was pointed out earlier, there's a bunch of new attractions that are coming here, including a log flume that I always love. So it'll be not too long before I return here for another vlog, another day of enjoyment on the many old-time pleasures that is Coney Island. Thank you for watching.